Why isn't Trump in jail? First, he hasn't been convicted of any criminal charges. Civil suits don't carry jail time. Even with civil suits, there is an appeal process. If you aim at a president, you better not miss. We put some January 6th people in jail, but their cases took a long time and provided evidence. Trump didn't actually go to the Capitol, so you have to prove he intended to subvert the election rather than just being stupid and incompetent. Same for Georgia election. Same for the documents, especially since other people had secret documents. It's taken time. And if he gets elected and convicted, it's going to be interesting. He's never been criminally convicted of anything. Better question. How would a US president even be imprisoned? He would have Secret Service and someone check his food for every meal? What's jail for? The purpose of jail is to hold a person who is a flight risk before their trial takes place. Trump, and every former U.S. president, has a security detail following him the 24th of July 365 at very close range. Cameras on his home and every building he's in, and tracking devices on his every phone and vehicle. Trump could not escape the government if he tried. He cannot escape trial, so there is no reason to jail him. Politically, it would also be a really dumb move. Putting Trump in jail would galvanize his followers and make him a martyr to them. Imagine the PR. The half of the Republican Party that are 100% behind him no matter what he does would see this as a sign that he's been unjustly imprisoned for his controversial opinions. He hasn't been convicted of a jailable offense yet. There are felonies that he is facing and has delayed using techniques that anyone can theoretically do. Much easier for Trump due to his wealth and number of connections to people willing to help him. That could lead to jail time. One practical problem with jailing him is the reality that he is a former president, and putting him in prison is a security nightmare, especially given his round-the-clock security protection that would seriously disagree with being in prison with him. It's because rich people have an almost difficult time with getting into trouble for their actions. Trump has threatened federal judges, attorney generals, lawyers, and his victims Jean Corral multiple times. He has been found to have sought a woman, violated his terms of release from his federal NGA, which he has not faced any trouble for. Shocking, right? He has been shown to have done various tax and financial shenanigans and crimes in NYC and has lost his right to hold business there. All in all, he's not in jail because everyone who has the power to do so is not doing it, so he can't cry victim about it. Also, the fact that he keeps giving them all more evidence every time he opens his mouth helps. He is the gold goose of defendants. He hasn't been found guilty of any criminal crime, so no jail. He was released on his own recognizance. None of his indictment trials have started yet. Because there is no proof he broke the law, even if convicted for a civil offense, he will most certainly appeal. Those are not punishable by imprisonment, nor would that disqualify him from serving another term as president. 1. Cases take a while. 2. The only crimes he's actually legally, by definition and precedent, guilty of are crimes that have been forgiven for other politicians. 3. Politicians do have a sort of privilege in America, unfortunately, that does protect them from legal consequences. He was president, head politician. He probably, as he put it, could actually murder someone and get away with it. Because he hasn't been found guilty of any jailable crimes yet. In America, if you can afford a good lawyer, most people don't go to jail unless the crime is very blatant with no nuance. Everything he's accused of isn't as straightforward as they are leading you to believe. Doesn't mean he's not guilty, but there is enough there for a good lawyer to unravel the prosecution's cases, and they just have to make one mistake to ruin their case. And most of these DAs rushed the cases for personal gain and exposure. Ironically, the most political one, DA and NY, made it part of their election promise. Is Trump defrauding bank for loans? I think he's 100% guilty. But I don't care, and no one else would if it wasn't him. Because he hadn't been found guilty. The reason is that Nancy ran the circus act that day. Bought out the conspiracy theorists, sovereign citizens. 'Cause he didn't do anything worth going to jail over. Because he hasn't been convicted of a crime. That's how the criminal justice system works. You jail people who have been proven beyond a reasonable doubt to have broken the law. Because he has not been convicted of any crimes. You actually have to be found guilty of a crime worthy of being put in jail.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.